morning students, welcome to Amsa Education channel, and today we are going to discuss about the synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. So we already discussed about in the previous classes that there are in the process of photosynthesis the carbohydrates or the starch is prepared. So in there are other elements or the other nutrients are there, so we have to discuss that how these elements or these nutrients are prepared from the carbohydrates or the starch. Okay, before going to discuss about this, I would like to discuss about another concept is there, that is the pigments in leaves. This activity is given that this is activity is given, but its summary is I have given to you, that is there are different pigments in the plants, just like pigment in leaves. Because you already know about what are the pigments, that is mainly you mainly know the green pigment, that is the chlorophyll content in the leaves, which helps in the photosynthesis process. But despite of these pigments, there are three pigments, mainly three pigments are present in the leaves. That is, one is red, another one is green, and another one is brown. The last one is brown. So these are the three pigments present in leaves, but only the green pigments are responsible for the photosynthesis process. Clear my point? So mainly this. You often see, this is the line is given, this paragraph, you often see slimy green patches in ponds or in other stagnant water. Stagnant means what? The stagnant means the green patches in growth. Slimy means green patches in ponds. On the surface of pond there are green patches. The stagnant water, stagnant means the polluted water bodies. You see that there are different types of green patches are there. So these are generally formed by the growth of organisms called the algae. Okay, so algae, this is very important point from your exam point of view, that algae is the only animal. Algae is not a plant. Algae is not algae. Algae is not a plant. So the organism, this is the organism and the animal, that is the algae is an animal, but it contains chlorophyll pigment. It is very important. Only animal who contain the chlorophyll pigment rather than leaves. All the leaves are contain chlorophyll pigment, but the only animal contain the chlorophyll pigment is that is the algae. It is very important, that is algae. It is an animal, but it contain chlorophyll or green pigment. Clear my point? So these are generally formed by the growth of organisms called algae. Can you guess why algae are green in color? They contain chlorophyll, which gives them the green color. Because chlorophyll, why the leaves of the plants are green? Because it contains the chlorophyll. So you see, there are different leaves, like just like brown color leaf or the yellow color leaf. Okay, so this is due to there is the presence of chlorophyll, but there is the presence of there are the brown pigment, just like brown pigment or red pigment. So the leaves are red or the leaves are brown. So the color of leaves is decided by the pigment presented in the leaves. Hear my point? So they contain chlorophyll, which gives them the green color. Algae can also prepare their own food by photosynthesis. Okay. So this is an animal which by using the chlorophyll perform the photosynthesis. It is very important because it is an exception. It is an exception because all the plants are autotrophs, but the animal which is autotrophs and present the chlorophyll, that is the algae. Okay. Then the next article, that is the synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. So mainly the synthesis of other components, that is protein, fat, nitrogenous vitamins, vitamins, minerals. So these are the other components, that is the prepared by the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. That is, the carbohydrate mainly contain the carbon, oxygen and hydrogen, and these three element. These three are essential for synthesis of other components, that these are the carbohydrate content this food, and synthesis of the other plant and nutrients from carbohydrate is just like this, that is carbon, oxygen and hydrogen, that is the all other components like protein, fat and vitamins are prepared from this. Okay. So here is given, you have just learned that plants synthesize carbohydrates through the process of photosynthesis. The carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are used to synthesize the other components of food such as proteins and fats. But proteins are nitrogenous substances. Protein mainly contains nitrogen. It is very important, that is protein. What is the component, what are the protein content? That is the protein contains the nitrogen, mainly the nitrogen. So from where do the plants obtain nitrogen? There is another concept is there. There are different concepts in science. We have already know the different concept. There is one concept is in one concept there are it contains different concept. So here is the concept of photosynthesis, but here is the concept of nutrition from the carbohydrate, mainly the fast energy or the fast food prepared, that from in the process of photosynthesis it starts. But there is also other components. So by the process of nitrogen fixation, we can plants can take the nutrient of protein, because protein contain the nitrogenous substances. Okay. So here is given, that is recall the nitrogen is present in abundance in gaseous form in the air. See this paragraph. Recall that the nitrogen is present in abundance. Abundance means a plenty in gaseous form in air. In air it is contain nitrogen. Okay. Nitrogen is 78% nitrogen. Okay, mainly the air, mainly the maximum content is the nitrogen. So however the plant, but air contain a lot of a plenty amount of nitrogen, but plant cannot absorb the atmosphere. This is atmosphere. Plant cannot absorb the atmospheric nitrogen. Because why? Because plants cannot absorb nitrogen in this form. The form is important for absorption or the intake of by the plants. So but plants cannot absorb the nitrogen in this form. So soil has certain bacteria that convert gaseous nitrogen. Soil have nitrogenous bacteria. These are called nitrogen fixation bacteria. There are some bacteria. Okay, these are the microorganisms also. The bacteria are the microorganisms. So these bacteria are responsible for the nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation means the gaseous nitrogen, the atmospheric gaseous nitrogen, that is the content of 78% nitrogen atmosphere. So these gaseous nitrogen are converted into the form that plant can take it. The form that plant can take it, that is usable form. So this is the sentence. However, the plants cannot absorb the nitrogen in this form, but soil has certain bacteria that convert gaseous nitrogen into a usable form and release it into the soil. It takes the nitrogen and it uses the nitrogen for the preparation of protein. After it release it into the soil. These soluble forms are absorbed by the plants. Clear my point? So bacteria in the soil convert the gaseous nitrogen into the usable form. Then it is present in soil, released into soil, and these soluble forms are absorbed by the plants along with water. We already know that is water and minerals from soil. These minerals contain nitrogen, just like calcium, okay, phosphorus, sulfur. These are mainly the nutrients. You already know the nutrients, what are the elements. So these elements, mainly the nitrogen, are absorbed by the plants along with water. So water, nothing, only the water absorbed by the plant by using the root. There are also minerals, and the minerals contain mainly the nitrogen. Okay. So also you might have seen farmers adding fertilizers rich in nitrogen to the oil. You already know, if you when you go to the village area or farming area, in the village area, you already see that the farmer put the fertilizer for the more crop production or the development of the soil or the development of the plant, okay, crop. So he add the nitrogen to the soil for more fertilization. This is nitrogen is used as a fertilizer. This nitrogen along with soil, the farmer mix the nitrogen along with soil and mixed it and give to the plant for the more development of the plant. So So nitrogen is used as a fertilizer, that is fertilizer rich in the, suppose question is asked that is fertilizer contain which nutrient, that is mainly the nitrogen. Okay, so farmer in field uses it. So in this way the plants fulfill the requirements of nitrogen along with the other constituents. Plants can then synthesize components of food other than carbohydrates such as protein and fats, because fats and proteins mainly are the containing the nitrogen. So if a plant absorb nitrogen, then it prepare the proteinous food, it contain the nutrient, it prepare the nutrient protein. Clear my point? So then the other mode of nutrition in plant. Then one is parasitic nutrition, okay, and the another one is saprophytic nutrition. There are different symbiotic nutrition, there are different mode of nutrition. Okay, so first we have to discuss that is the parasitic nutrition. Okay, there are some plants, see the paragraph, there are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. Okay, so there are some plants who do not have chlorophyll, so they cannot synthesize their food, just like heterotrophic nutrition. So how they do survive, and from where do they derive nutrition? Like humans and animals, such plants depend on the food produced by the plants, and they use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. We already discussed it. So look at the figure 1.5. There is given a Cuscuta plant. Cuscuta. This is Cuscuta plant, a host plant. Okay, so the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So you see yellow tubular structure twining around the stem and branches of a tree. Okay, see. So these are the green, and these yellow pigment of Cuscuta plant. Okay, this is the Cuscuta plant. This is a plant and called Cuscuta. This suppose this is a green tree, and the tube-like structure, yellow structure spiraling around the tree on the leaves. This is called the Cuscuta plant, and Cuscuta, this is called amerbel. It does not have any chlorophyll. It takes ready-made food from the plant, and how it takes food? On which it is climbing. That is, it requires support. It requires a support. Cuscuta plant or amerbel requires a support. See here the picture. That is it requires support. Here, so it requires support, and this support is given by what? Which? That is the plant. So plant support for nourishment. Plant support the Cuscuta plant. This tree support the Cuscuta plant, and the Cuscuta live in the plant. Okay, and it gives. See, it does not have chlorophyll, but it takes ready-made food from the plant on which it is climbing. The plant on which it climbs is called host. Host means what? That is the Cuscuta plant climbing on the tree. This is called host tree, since it deprives the host of valuable nutrients. So it deprives the host of valuable nutrients, because the tree have a valuable nutrients. So it is called a parasite. It is called a parasitic nutrition, because the tree is called a host and the Cuscuta is a parasite, because Cuscuta plant depends upon the nutrients on which the host plant. So it is called the parasitic nutrition. So in parasitic nutrition, the form is that is a host plant. Another one is host and another one is parasite. Another one is the parasite. So this is the host tree, the green tree is the host tree, and the parasite is the Cuscuta plant, and the parasite, this parasite depends upon for the nutrients on the plant, the host plant. So this type of nutrition is called the parasitic nutrition. Okay, so this is parasite, and are we and the other elements also parasite on the plant? You should think about it and discuss with the teacher. So have you seen how the plants that can eat animals? This is the pitcher plant. Okay, so have you seen the hard the can eat animals? There are a few plants which can trap insect and digest. This is the insectivorous plant. This is called the insectivorous. मेरा स्पेस नहीं है, सो ज़्यादा स्पेस नहीं है, सो आई एम राइटिंग ऑन द डाउन और इन फर्स्ट आई एम राइटिंग इन एंड देन द insectivorous. So insect, this is the one word. Okay, this is the one word. So insectivorous plant. Okay, so such plants may green or of some other color. Look at the plant in figure 1.6. This is a pitcher plant. This is a pitcher plant showing the lead and the pitcher. Okay, the bag is called the pitcher, and the lead like suppose like in the bottle a lead is there. So just like this, there is a lead and there is a pitcher. So the structure is modified the part of the leaf. The apex of the leaf forms a lead. See the apex of the, this is the apex, this is the apex, this is a lead, and this is called the pitcher. This is called the pitcher. So this is called the pitcher plant. Lead which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. When the trap food, the lid is closed. This lid. See, when the pitcher plant take the food or trap the food, this lid is closed. And when it cannot take the food, at the time of not taking the food, the lid is opened. Oh, clear my point? So the apple can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. Inside the pitcher there are hairs which are directed downwards. There are some hairs which directed downwards. When an insect lands in the pitcher, these hairs are responsible for trapping the insect. So pitcher plant is insectivorous. Insectivorous means the carnivorous, the omnivorous, just like this. It is insectivorous because the pitcher plants depends upon the food, just like insect and lands in the pitcher. So pitcher plant depend upon the food that is on the insect. It eats only the insect. So when an insect lands in the pitcher, the lid closes and the trapped by the hair is the trapping is occurred by the hair. Insect gets entangled into the hair and it is attached to the hair. Then it closes the lid and it digested. The insect is digested by the digestive juices secreted in the pitcher. There are some digestive juices secreted from the pitcher plant. Such insect eating plants is called insectivorous plants. Okay, so it is also a type of parasitic nutrition. Clear my point? So it is all about the parasitic nutrition. This is called parasitic nutrition. The first type is the parasitic nutrition. It is also heterotrophic nutrition, but it is the special type. It's called parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition because the host plant is depend upon the parasitic plant is depend upon the host plant, and it live inside the plant, inside the host plant. So it is called the parasitic nutrition. So this is the first type of heterotrophic nutrition, that is parasitic. Then we can discuss about the saprotrophic nutrition and then how the nutrients are replenished in the soil. Okay, so I think this much for today, and in next video we will discuss about the saprotrophic nutrition and the last part of this chapter. Clear my point? So I think this much for today, and thank you for watching my video, and please kindly subscribe my channel and keep me motivated for the more updates of videos. Thank you.